Hello YouTube fans, here again. I might not do this one from 1972, that being Deliverance. Say it again, Deliverance, starring Burt Reynolds and a lot of good cast of actors, I may add. Now this one was considered pretty fine for its time, but now it's considered a total classic for its time. So we're going to go with Deliverance. Well, it starts off with these guys, they go on a vacation, go on a fishing trip. And there's a dam, it's going to be destroyed the month after, so they decide to make the most of it and decide to go on a fishing trip. And this is like, Bethany Hillbilly Town, where the Bethany Hillbillies are, and so on. And this is one where a lot of people always remember the music. There's a good bit where you see this lad and he's mimicking him playing the guitar and he's playing the guitar. Everybody knows the difference for that. So there's a bit where they play music. I'm not going to do the rest because I'll kill it. So apart from that, they decide to go on this fishing trip. And there's a bit of Burt Reynolds, he's wearing like leather and everything, and he's, he's a bitty, like the tough guy, I'm the hard man, I'm the tough nut, the lot. And I thought I liked that idea, I thought it was different and it was unique. But you find out as the film goes on, it was all of that, he was being an hard man. And that's one thing I like about this film, the way the characters change, the way the emotion change, what would happen if you're in a dangerous situation, the lot. So he's hunting, he's blagging the blag, he's got his other mates with him, and so on. And what happens is they're drifting along on the boat, and two of them wander off, and by accident they get taxed by these other Beverly Hillbillies. So you get the idea, they're sets of those psychopaths. They both get tied up and they set the assault on, and this is the one, if you remember the really disturbing scene, Steel Piggy, it's from this film. I imagine for its time, this would have been the first male rape scene. Before you ever had films, let's say like Stub and other films, whether it be I Spit on You Dave, this would have been the first time you see a male rape scene. It's disturbing, it's this, but again, it's professionally done. You don't see that much nakedness in it. It's not too in your face. It's not as graphic as what you think it's going to be. It's not like Big in Stum, the teen house scene, but you get the idea. That's what's happening. You've got the baby called Steel Picky. He's doing that. He sets him in this poor die. And then they've done what they're going to do. They're going to do the same to the other guy. And then now Burt Reynolds must have seen what was going on, and he kills one of them with a bow arrow. Remember how it goes in the neck and through the jugular. And the other guy does a tunnel runner. The other guy has been sexually assaulted. He doesn't want to say anything. He's humiliated and everything. And they've got to get rid of the evidence. And I just love the performance, what Burt Reynolds does. What law? What law? This is their law. We killed a man. Yeah? What are we going to do? We're going to take it to court. It's their law. We're going to bury him. So they have no option but to bury him. But what they don't know is this guy's got away as another guy who's a psychopath. And remember, it could be, it's the same guy who's a psychopath. And he basically starts to bunk them off one by one. And remember right there, they're on a boat. One of them gets shot, but what's got me is because you never see him get killed. You see him acting fun and he's rocking about and he falls down dead. And to get out of Dodge, they've got to bury him. And then, if I remember rightly, Burt Reynolds gets wounded. He gets half his knee. Really looks painful. And they've got to survive. So there's a date bit where he's climbing the rocks and he falls and he gets back up and he sees to die. And he gets a bow arrow. Now at first, his nerves goes, but then out of luck, he hits him. He does get badly wounded, but don't get, he's never killed a man, this guy. He's not a killer. But he has no option. It's either him or him. So he shoots to die anyway. He falls to his death. And then you've got the idea he has false teeth, and he's got the right one. Even though he has badly wounded himself. But he's managed to do it, and he saved his mate. So there's a good bit of where they're in the forests. I do admit they do show a lot of date scenes where they're in the woods, they're in the forests, and so on. And I do like that. I think it's a good little touch to the film. It's definitely a clever little touch to the film. And I kind of like that idea, you know what I mean? It's a good hour of your time that they're in the woods, in the forests. So what they do is it's sort of like a survival film. I love, I mean, like I say, there's good footage of them in the woods, the bits where they're in the water. They do use a good bit of film footage there. So like I say, the bad guy gets killed. You got the idea that Burt Reynolds has been rushed to hospital and so on. But a couple of months later, and they go in to visit his mate for food, and he breaks out crying because of the emotion, the fact of what he's been through. And then they depart the friendship, but they've got to keep it a secret of what they've done. The cops expect, but there's no proof. And there's a take scene where he's fast asleep with his wife, and then he has a nightmare. Everyone remembers the iconic nightmare with the hand coming up. It's in this film. He jumps out of his skin. Just a nightmare. His eyes go back to feet. We've got a bit of music. What we all remember. And basically it's end of movie. So what can I say about Deliverance? I say it's a very well made film. It's definitely violent. It's definitely disturbing in parts, but it's not in your face. It's not blood. It's not gore. But it does have fight moments. It's the first time, like I said, you get to see a male guy getting raped. It's not too in your face. It's not like Big in Stum. The flipping long lad getting raped in a G now. So they're creating more about that. It's a very well made film. The bits where they're in the woods is beautiful. It's very well shot. I mean, you think about it, it started a lot of other films off. It did. Whether it be movies like, say, what I remember referring being Rituals. Rituals, you never seen it, 1977, damn good film. And you had other films that was very, very similar. But that sort of similar nature, whether it's a double of men going fishing, it's a double of men going tramping or hunting, and you had to use some psychopaths preying on them. And this was the first type to do that. And that's what I respect about Deliverance. This was the first one of its time to do that. And I think Burt Reynolds, may he rest in peace, he does deliver and do a really, 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 really good performance. He does a brilliant, a brilliant performance in the film. I've got to give him the man he's due. He does do a good performance. So we're going to go with Deliverance. Like I say, 1972 definitely was a pretty fine film for its time, but was definitely a ballsy film. Water Buffers definitely made a good film. This was the era when Water Buffers used to produce and do good films, whatever happened in that era. And it was not a good film. I liked the difference, you know what I mean? I like the bits, like I said, a little bit of time in the rocks and he falls in the water and he's got to get back up. I like the bit where it's like saying, oh, Burt Reynolds, you think he's going to be the main star. And halfway through the film, he isn't. And that's what I like about it. You know what I mean? Some actors now are sadly no longer with us. May they rest in peace. But the difference, like I say, it come out in 72. It's a good one. 4-star rating from me. But into them, be smart, be safe, and I'll see you later.